to ask, is dating still on the line for you?
Hell yeah. Nobody wants to be by themselves. Everybody want to date. You want to have a companion. You want to have someone that you can go to dinner with, someone that you look in their eyes and you know that they care about you, not just a fickle fly by night. This is a wham bam thank you ma'am kind of thing. You know what I mean? You want to belong to someone. You want to feel special.
I love it. So how has dating been going for you? Are there any prospects, anything promising happening?
Well, you trying to get all in my business. I was dating someone that was very promising, and then I lost my mom. And so that kind of took over, and I kind of went under. And then when I came back, it was like, yeah, I need some time alone. So I started loving on me. And so I'm in a me space. And if he comes, then that's when he's supposed to come. But I can't really say that I'm looking for it. But if it finds me, congratulations to me.
How's it going?
I'm wanting to date.
Yeah.
It's limited resources out there, right?
Yes.
Because I'm not getting on an app.
Why? You're just not into
I'm
it.
old fashioned. I'm like, I need to meet you and sparks happen and stuff like that. Because I just believe people make up stories saying who and what they are.
Exactly.
And
What are you looking for at this stage, this point?
a partner.
Yeah.
And when I say a partner, I want someone that's going to be fun.
Yeah.
That's not intimidated by who and what I am.
Yes.
Yeah. That likes to travel.
Yeah.
Going to let me go shopping.
Yeah.
Y'all will not believe this. I am disturbed. What I just heard is like having a boyfriend is ghetto. What? Like, I'm completely confused. Like, this is an entire process. We are supposed to date each other, become boyfriend and girlfriend, woman and man friend, whatever you want to call it. And then we become wives, husband and wife. Then we have children, and then we have a family. Like, I'm completely confused if we think this narrative is okay, because I never hear men say this at all. You guys do not say having a girlfriend or a woman is ghetto or having a wife is ghetto. Like, I'm completely confused on how we think as women that we are going to live the dream life that we want to live of being a mother and being a wife and having our dream home and dream car if we are not willing to go through the process. If we think that the first stage of a relationship is ghetto, like, I'm completely confused and disturbed. We are okay with living and dying alone with cats and dogs. Like, it is clearly at that space right now, because I never hear a man say that having a girlfriend or a woman is ghetto. I have never heard that a day in my life. So why do we think that it is okay to do that? Clearly, this percent of people in this world think that it is okay to have 5% that still believe in relationships and becoming husband and wife, because everybody else thinks that it's ghetto. Like, I am completely confused and disturbed. And if we think that we are going to be able to live our dream lives, it's not going to happen with this mindset, period.
Hitting the wall was a very real thing. I never argued with Kevin Samuels about that. Because the reality is the older you get, the worse your options get. So by the time you get to said age and you look around and you realize what you're left with to choose from, and you realize it is either gonna be you dealing with somebody who you don't find to be attractive, somebody who come with a bunch of baggage, who got a bunch of problems, divorcees, bunch of kids. You realize you're dealing with somebody who they never got it together throughout their life, so they still don't have nowhere to stay. They still not financially stable, still jumping from job to job if they even got a job. You just realize you really don't have no options, right? And so now you're met with the wall, right? And either you get to choose at that wall if you're going to settle or you're going to just go ahead and hit it. I'm gonna go ahead and hit it. I'm hitting the wall.
Y'all are all out of whack with how men think. And this is why you can't get what you want from us, because you're valuing something up here that is a used vehicle with a lot of miles.
Okay.
Just because you hand washed it.
Okay.
You were 20-year-old hot. You had 20-year-old womb. You had 20-year-old body count. You had 20-year-old trauma. You had 20-year-old experience. That's what we value. That's all it comes down to for us.
But don't you feel like with those experiences, a person can add value to your lifetime?
Your fertility, your purity, your femininity, submission, ability to cooperate, and fitness. And all of that is at your highest in your youth. The older you get, the older you get.
Right.
All right, man. As you can see, Lisa Raye was saying now that, you know, she wants somebody, I think she might be like 58, 60 years old. And now she's talking about she wants somebody to date. And just a few years ago, this was the same woman, you know, her and Vivica Fox, they were the same women talking about, they were talking about, oh, he got to be able to pay this and take me here. And, you know, and that's cool. You know, they don't really understand that they're older. They understand it. They just throw statements out there. They throw statements out there. Hoping that something stick. And also they love the attention. And that's one thing about, to keep it a bean, that's one thing about women that's dangerous, is that they love attention no matter if it make them look bad. And if you got attention and they don't care if it make them look bad, guess what? If they don't care if they look bad, they don't care if their kids look bad, they don't care if it make their mother look bad, they don't care if they make their boyfriend, significant other, stud Keisha look bad. That's the crazy thing about it. They willing to embarrass themselves and also embarrass you in the process, or try to embarrass you in the process. And Kevin Samuels was right. A lot of these women are doing, you know, or are coming clean and saying, oh, you know, yeah, I do really want them. But you setting this high standard at that point, you know, you old. She 58 years old. She'd be 59 in September. You old. You got to pay for dick now. You got to pay for a guy to be here. And even when you pay for this guy, he ain't going to be yours. You still got to share him. So, when you know, back when you was 40, you know, you might have been able to get a guy and being able to pay for him. You still had to pay him and he'll be semi-faithful. Now you got to pay for community dick. You know, it doesn't matter. Women have a great front end since they start bleeding to about 30 years old. In the 30s, they kind of, you know, can recover and find semi something. With their little 40s, they got to pay. That's just what it is. And her and Vivica, her and Lisa Raye, all of them, this is the reality of it. Y'all go and say, I don't need men, and I don't need men, and we don't need men, and I'm happy single, or I never get married again. You got Tisha Campbell going out here blaming Dwayne Martin, and oh, Dwayne Martin did this and did that. Hey, he didn't put them fucking Twinkies to your motherfucking mouth. You should have kept yourself in shape. See, women, they want to point the finger and blame everybody. This is why you got a bunch of young men who's going out in the adulthood and they blame the world and don't blame themselves. The first thing you learn as a man is the accountability. You learn accountability. You learn accountability. Even if it wasn't your fault, it was your fault. You should have seen it coming. And I got a video about Chico Bean saying that. Or you should have paid attention. Women's natural ability is to point the finger. You wasted your prime. You talking about how your husband did this, and your husband did that, and your husband was this, and your husband was that. You picked the wrong guy. Y'all picked the wrong guy consistently because you think you have the magic box to be able to change him. Or it's really, sometimes it's just a combination of that with this, or it's just this. That's the reflection of who you are. You a shitty person. Or also a lot of y'all, you know, y'all wave all these morals and goals and characteristics that y'all want in a man, and y'all wave it for money. Y'all wave it for status. And when you don't build with that man you should have been with, when you Vivica Fox, you leave your husband, ain't nothing but heartache after that. You know what I'm saying? You know, when you Mary J. Blige and your husband was your manager, you get rid of him, you gotta, you know, you pay for that. It's a wrap. No matter how good they look when they older, they old. Beyonce mama divorcing the other dude, didn't matter. It doesn't matter. No matter what they say, oh, the man ain't the prize, the man ain't this, the man. This is usually the reality of it. When they get divorced, when they never get married, when they just want to hold around, when they want to pick their degrees. Kevin Samuels was right. When they young, they usually encounter one or two guys, pretty two at the most, that they should be with. And when they miss the boat with those one or two guys, any other guy after that is usually settling. They usually settle. No matter if she look at him like that or this, they usually have that attachment to one of the people in the beginning of their life. So they can talk all this alphabet shit that they talking now. Oh, we don't need man. The man is the last thing that I need. And cool. You're going to see a lot more of these women like this. And they try to, and instead of just, passing the knowledge on and wanting the younger generation to be better, think about it. Think about the explosion of the single mother in the 90s. Before the 90s, for the most part, it was pretty much shunned. It started to be the empowerment of single women and independent women being the head of households really exploded in the 90s. And look what it spawned. Look what it spawned. Do you see any women out here really telling women not to go that route? Do you see any other women telling women, oh man, get you a good man, and that man you meet, build with him, go through the hard time? Nah, you don't see that. What a lot of these old women do, they dog these women out, or they tell these women, get you a money man. They give them the worst advice. Go where the money at. But then when they end up and give them the worst advice, right? When they give them the worst advice, guess what happens? And they don't have a man. They come to the Christmas dinner without a man. They come to Thanksgiving without a man. And they don't have a man. Guess what happened? They clown them. They laugh at them. They talk shit. This is why she ain't got a man. She ain't never got no man. She never can keep him. We see it all the time. At the end of the day, Kevin Samuels was right. Kevin Samuels was right. He was right. He was right. And we all knew he was right. Women knew he was right. Women knew he was right. Women knew he was right. They all knew he was right. They all knew that Kev was right. Because they sit here and say this loud and proudly, but you can't believe nothing when most women say loud. Most women will describe this perfect guy, and God will send that perfect guy to them, and they will walk through him like a turnstile to get to the guy, the very same guy they describe that they don't want. You can't listen to what they say. Usually what they say is the complete opposite. You cheat on me, I'm leaving. You cheat, the bitch still there. You know what I'm saying? I hate liars. You tell her the truth, she gone. You hold her accountable, she gone. That's why I tell guys, just be you. Even if, just be you. Ain't no point of faking the funk. Everything they say, I'm looking for a relationship, but then she just happy you just giving her Mr. Goodbar on Tuesday. They happy with that. It's the facts. But hey, man, thumbs up the video, share the video with the link in the description, join the Patreon.
And you can just waste time, spend time. You have time to this and time to that. A lot of women who are single mothers are looking for a father for their children. That's a whole different ball game than just going out on a date on a Saturday night, somebody to hang out with and sleep with. So a woman coming into that reality, there is no problem with that. But a lot of the women who push back, just like the women that he had conversations with, have a problem because of what it truly means for them in their future.
Let's be realistic, Samuel. It's about value.
Yeah, and your value is low.
Oh, wow. And how do you know that? You're not sure.
Because you're 5'4" and 2.
Okay.
And 37 years old with 2 kids. That's how I know. In Kentucky. See your picture.
You just say.
And I'm listening to how you talk. And I'm listening to your energy. I'm listening to your tone. I'm listening to your relationships. See, what it is, you ladies don't like when somebody is this direct with you. Honest. I got no dog in this fight. I had a woman on here earlier and I told her she was absolutely gorgeous.
Mm-hmm.
ain't trying to screw you. You ain't giving me no money. What am I getting out of this?
He also, Kevin Samuels always brought up the fact that, it's very different for women than it is men. I remember when Cheyenne Bryant was talking about, Cam Newton has created these broken homes. And the caveat to that is that it's more for the women. Because it's not for the man, because he is able to move on, get married, start new families as he's done. And it doesn't affect him in the same way that it would affect a woman.
Even if I have children, I got more options than you. I can go find a woman with no kids because I can afford both of you. If I can afford to take care of you and your kids, I can afford to take care of her and no kids.
Yeah.
Why would I pick you and your kids when I know your kids are not going to, I'm not their father. They'll never look at me as their father. I got all the responsibility and none of the upside of being a biological father. Can I discipline those children like they were my own?
They don't need discipline. They're very
see, that's your problem. There you go, right there.
In a woman, it looks like, well, wait a minute. You had the provision, you had the family unit, and now you don't have that anymore. And so now you're just looking for like a spot filler for that same thing that you created and wanted with somebody else.
If you're a baby mama, more men are starting to look at it this way. You are not a baby mama. You are a broken family. And you need to go back to your baby daddy, ex-boyfriend, whatever he is, and work your problems out and put your family back together. That is honestly your best bet. And if that's untenable, then you got to understand that men are saying, why'd you have a kid then?
All these single ladies right here, not one of them has a Valentine. This is so sad, this generation we live in. It's like no girls have boyfriends. They're just out here being hoes. Look at this. Look at this. Not one of them has a man. They are literally just